fighting about whether it's culture, tradition and religion. It is a fight that's been taken as DMK versus people.
Right. Sharda, I want you to stay on with me. You've given us the political developments in this case so far, but I want you to take our viewers back to what happened yesterday when we understand the 200 devotees who were set to light the lamp were met with as the BJP is alleging, thousands of police personnel who were, deployed at the spot to essentially confront them, to stop them from, exercising their religious freedom. Tell us what happened and what action has the police taken so far?
Well, initially when the permission was given to lit the lamp, immediately the government came up with the section 144 that is under BNS 163 to make sure there's a restriction imposed, and the police stated law and order situation in the Tirupurakuram Hill, saying that if the people go up to lit the lamp following the protest and pushing over the barricades, it's not safe on the uphill even with the CIFS in place. But later on, which the 144 ban was removed by the High Court judge of the Madurai bench, and then again when the order was given, again the police commissioner and collectorate missed to take the people and the temple administration to light the lamp. And yesterday is when 200 people want to go against the police, make sure that with the Hindu party front at the forward center, want to light the lamp in the Tirupurakuram Hill. 200 of them were detained, which also include the BJP state president Nainar Nagendran late at night, who was left later back. And then multiple people protested even outside the DMK office in Chennai, saying that it is the DMK's doing and that they should agree that the Hindu people want the lamp lit and should also agree what their culture, tradition and also they respect their sentiments. But pointing out that the DMK has been completely against Sanathanam. 200 people were detained by the police in Tirupurakuram, by the Madurai police, who were later left yesterday.
Right. Sharda, do stay on with me because we have that soundbite from the former Tamil Nadu BJP President K. Annamalai. Let's listen into it first.
You are a very important journalist, sir. What is CM's tweet? Madurai needs what kind of politics? Development politics or dash politics? How can a CM write in his tweet, Madurai needs development politics or dash? That is it is not filled. What does he mean by dash? I have never seen a chief minister, a person of that rank, writing a tweet like a school children. Now we have to understand aims sanctioned by central government, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. As any time, anybody from Tamil Nadu from 2021, have they gone to review the progress of aims? They just complain. They just sit and complain. Our former Honorable Governor, Akka has visited 4 times Madurai, along with Karyakarta. She has gone to Delhi, represented to the Honorable Health Minister. When BJP as a party, ordinary people are doing it, a chief minister with too many powers, have you done a review meeting? Have you spoke to central government? What is the bottleneck? Can we remove combinedly? Nothing you have done. You have only done politics on aims. The Madurai Metro, you have given a faulty report. And the central government has pointed out the faulty report. You are yet to give a new report to the central government. When investor summit are supposed to happen in Madurai, who created law and order? The CM who created law and order. What locus stand he has got to point it out? That too writing a childish tweet. Madurai needs development politics or dash politics. How can you use the word called dash there? Now this is what we are condemning. The chief minister himself is leading from the front in creating law and order.
Do you think Right. Okay, viewers, that was the bite from K. Annamalai. Sharda, one more question before I let you go for the day. I want to understand what steps is the BJP mulling to take here onwards to counter the Stalin government because, we understand that the Tamil Nadu BJP president was also arrested during the protests. In fact, before I come to you, let's go across to Vinod P. Selvam. He's a BJP spokesperson who's joining me on the phone line. Mr. Selvam, thank you for connecting with us this morning, sir. What is your take on Annamalai's statement and what has been happening in Tamil Nadu, what has happened with the devotees and what the police has done so far?
This is not the first time that the DMK is taking a very anti-Hindu stand, especially whereas Tirupurakuram is concerned. Even over the last 1 year, a lot of attempts have been made to rename the hill as Sikandar Hill. Tirupparamkundram has, for time immemorial, been the abode of Lord Muruga. It's in fact considered the first house of Lord Muruga amongst the 6 sacred temples in Tamil Nadu. But ever since the DMK came to power, there have been so many attempts to change the DNA of the entire mount and the temple itself. Not to forget, over 161 temples have been erased. Hindu temples have been erased ever since the DMK came to power in Tamil Nadu since 2021. So the DMK's anti-Hindu stand has been very, very clear. And today they're talking about law and order issue. So where was the thought of the law and order issue when Nawaz Kani, an MP from Ramanathapuram, belonging to the DMK's alliance, went up to Tirupparamkundram hill and made a video of him eating non-vegetarian food, and he posted it, hurting the sentiments of crores of Hindus and devotees who are aligned to the temple and the faith itself. So that time the law and order was not a question. But today you're questioning the law and order, and all sorts of nonsense is being spread by the DMK. So I think it's really unfair. And we are with the statement of Shri Annamalai made yesterday that the CM has not been concerned about any development of Madurai. In fact, he had to personally intervene in the fight between the councillors of the DMK who are in Madurai Corporation, and the dispute was amongst how much commission who should get. And the CM had to personally intervene to sort of this issue. So this is the sort of politics which Madurai has been seeing ever since the DMK came to power. So DM and Stalin acting concerned as if he is worried about Madurai's development is just a sham. So I think he needs to first sort his house order in the house before he talks about any sort of development in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Right. All right, Mr. Selvam, thank you for giving us party's perspective as we continue to track the story very, very closely, viewers. That's the big breaking news that we're getting in from Tamil Nadu. Let's quickly move on to shift focus back to the aviation crisis, the aviation emergency that is now being seen in India. This is the biggest aviation meltdown that is now centered around the national capital, where all IndiGo domestic departures to and from Delhi were cancelled yesterday, triggering massive travel disruption. We saw long delays, sudden cancellations, packed terminals, packed counters that have left hundreds of passengers stranded as IndiGo's operations remain deeply unstable for a 5th straight day. Here's what happened at the Delhi airport.
Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport is witnessing the worst aviation chaos. The IndiGo Airlines announced that all domestic departures from Delhi stand cancelled till midnight, leaving passengers scrambling for alternatives.
मैडम देखिए, डोंट गो इंडिगो. हमको इतनी दिक्कत आई है. एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट हमारा सेमिनार था. अभी पूरे बैंगलोर से आए हैं, जो भी आए हैं एयर इंडिया से अदर फ्लाइट से आए हैं. अभी भी 70 लोग रुके हैं. रात 1 बजे आया है, कोई 12 बजे आया है. रीशेड्यूल करके दे रहे हैं. तुरंत 10 मिनट के बाद बोल रहे हैं कि आपका लखनऊ से उधर से इधर से फिर कैंसिल कर लो, पैसा ले लो. ओके, मैं बोलता हूँ कि वर्स्ट सर्विस है. डोंट गो इंडिगो. हम इतना टेंशन में आ गए हैं. इतना इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है. क्या करेंगे आप इसके बारे में?
इतना तंग हो चुके हैं कि हम लोगों को इतना ये है कि हम लोगों का 5 दिन का प्रोग्राम था. एक फ्लाइट इंडिगो वजह से पूरा 5 दिन का प्रोग्राम हम लोगों को नुकसान कर दिया. सो पूरा घटिया सर्विस है.
The aviation crisis triggered ripples across the country. IndiGo's flight network continued to unravel, with hundreds of cancellations and delays at major airports. IndiGo issued a detailed statement over the issue, acknowledging a significant disruption in its network over the past few days. The airline firm apologized to its customers, saying its teams are attempting to stabilize operations as quickly as possible amid heavy congestion across airports.
What we've been told by the passengers that we've been able to speak till now, they're telling us that the entire airport has turned into a railway station with people lying there on the floor everywhere, because IndiGo has now, of course, just a few minutes back, IndiGo has announced that all the flights stands cancelled.
The crisis stems from a combination of pilot shortages and miscalculations in rolling out the second phase of flight duty time limit rules, which mandate longer rest hours and tighter night duty limits. With large-scale cancellations ongoing, IndiGo has begun cutting flights to ease pressure on its schedule, while further stating that full operation efficiency will be achieved by February 10th next year.
All right, viewers, that's all that we had for you in this edition of Live and Breaking. But do stay on with us, because on the other side of a very quick break, we'll get you the details of the notice that has been issued to Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar in the National Herald case. Stay with us.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
This is Republic Jack Oliver's studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I am Tanisha Avasthi. Let's get started.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Live and Breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest coming in. We see that the top story we're tracking right now is that the Economic Offences Wing has issued a notice to the Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar in the National Herald case. That's the top story we're tracking right now. But the headlines first. Let's get started. After a 2-day visit to New Delhi, Russian President Vladimir Putin invites PM Modi to Russia for 24th India-Russia Annual Summit 2026. Over 1,500 flights cancelled pan-India. Passengers hit from all sides as airfares and hotel prices hike. Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu says that flight schedules to start stabilizing and return to normal by today. DGCA orders a 4-member committee to review clauses behind IndiGo's massive operational disruption, leading to one of the worst aviation meltdowns in years. Delhi police Economic offences weighing issues notice to Karnataka Deputy CM DK Shivakumar in the National Herald case. Asks him to appear before the economic offences wing on December 19th. Viewers, IndiGo's large-scale operational breakdown has left thousands of passengers stranded across Indian airports, highlighting ongoing challenges in the aviation sector. Now, the airline experienced mass cancellations and delays, with 6 IndiGo planes from Jaipur having cancelled today. These include flights to Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Mumbai and Kolkata, while many of the flights, 7 flights from Lucknow until 9 a.m. have been cancelled, including 1 Air India flight. 7 IndiGo flights departing from Lucknow airport until 9 a.m. have been cancelled. So we're getting these live alerts coming in. You can see on the screens what the situation is looking like as we speak. Over 1,500 flights have been cancelled. Putting on those pictures for you from Chennai, Bengaluru, Delhi and Jammu, showing you what's happening in every city, in every important airport across the country. All right, let's go to my colleagues. Sharada joining us live and also being joined by Gursimran from Jammu Airport. Sharada is live. And I just want to come across to you, Sharada, first, because we're talking about what's happening in Chennai. Let's get a status update as to how many flights have been cancelled, how many are operational, and are things getting back to normal?
Well, Shivangi, 48 flights of IndiGo still seems to be cancelled today. And as you can see, when compared to yesterday, the commotion and the chaos at the Chennai International Airport has been reduced as people have been informed about the number of flights that will be cancelled. And also, an information that's come is that 10 departures will be made today by the IndiGo to important places that include Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi and Chhattisgarh. And also, we have got information from the IndiGo airports that apart from these departures, there's also 20 arrivals. But 48 seems still to be cancelled. As you can see, the passengers are still waiting here at the line of the IndiGo, the ticket booking staff, where they are still seeking whether cancellation refunds would be made. There's also international passengers who are waiting for their connecting flight to get back to their home. Multiple people were displaced yesterday and they did not have a place to stay. However, it seems today the control is being got under at the Chennai International Airport. Shivangi, also one of the major updates that at the moment we are getting right now is the small chartered flights that takes a capacity of only 40 seats that run inside the state, especially to Thoothukudi, Madurai, Trichy and even Bangalore and Coimbatore. These flights will still continue to run, and IndiGo has also made it clear that it is only the chartered flights that has more than a capacity of 60 passengers from Chennai Airport is now being halted, and the smaller aircrafts will still fly today.
All right, getting some breaking news coming in, viewers. Let's go ahead to what's happening in Chennai. IndiGo management at Chennai has announced the same situation will continue till the 10th of December. Cancellation of flights in the coming days expected. However, small ATR flights to Madurai, Thoothukudi, Trichy, Vijayawada, Bengaluru, all of them have started operating. Now, these small flights do not have to pay any landing and departure fees. Airport management is charging a service fee of rupees 1,500 per ticket. All right, let's go across to my colleague who's joining us. Sharda, just take our viewers to the latest update coming in. We're getting more updates as to what we can expect next in terms of the flights being operational. There's some routes which have opened up.
But this is a major move done by the IndiGo at the Chennai International Airport. As you see, Shivangi, it's now on day 3, and it's said that people are still staying to stay for 3 more days here in Chennai, and being stranded in Chennai from other states, they are trying to take roadways and railways, but other flights that are traveling inside the state can be taken. And also, IndiGo has made it clear that no fee will be charged for these particular flights, and airport management is just going to be charging them 1,500 as a service charge, but nothing more. It's basically these tickets are free to make sure that the crowd is eased at the Chennai International Airport. IndiGo has taken this big move to give free tickets to the people who are traveling inside Tamil Nadu and Bangalore and Vijayawada, the shorter distance. And also, another information that the IndiGo has given today to the Chennai Airport officials is that the situation situation is to continue the same till the 10th of December. It's the multiple cancellations is going to be seen, and foreseeing the situation, multiple customers are also being given calls by the IndiGo staff at the Chennai International Airport saying whether there's a cancellation or whether there's a reschedule and whether there's a delay in their flights. However, we can see that only 10 departures from today and tomorrow will happen from the Chennai International Airport, whereas the cancellation number still stands as 80 or 90, and also multiple arrivals.
Shant, hold on. We have other reporters as well. We have with us Gursimran, and I think Satya Prakash will also join us in a short while from now. But Gursimran, coming across to you right now, just help our viewers understand what is happening at the Jammu airport. Is the situation easing up? We understand that some flights have already started operating.
Of the situation that is here on the ground in the Jammu airport, the situation has come as a sigh of relief for many those who have been suffering since yesterday. Now what has happened that the 70% of the operations are now resumed by the airline. What was there yesterday that out of 11, all 11 flights were cancelled. But now what has happened that it is 7 out of 10 flights that are operational, and the people are coming without any of the problem them suffering. That is something that has come as a sigh of relief. We'll try to speak and get some information from the officials in the reservation counter of the IndiGo also. Sir, आज कितनी जो है flights operational और कितनी cancel हुई?
Sir, 7 flights are operational, 3 flights are cancelled.
कौन-कौन सी cancel हुई?
Sir, Hyderabad, Srinagar and Mumbai.
So you can hear that it's Hyderabad, Srinagar and Mumbai that have been cancelled. Rest all the flights are operational. So this is something that the people actually were waiting for, that the flight's operation can resume, and now to a large extent the resumptions have taken place. 70% of the flights have been resumed, and we are told that by tomorrow it will reach 80 to 90%. So this is something that has not been seen anywhere else, but here at least at Jammu airport, IndiGo has been able to bring things back to the normal.
Yes, Gursimran, I'll come back to you. Let's go straight to Satya Prakash joining us live from outside the Mumbai airport. Satya Prakash, वहाँ पे बहुत chaos देखा था हमने. There was a lot of chaos there. We saw बहुत passengers थे. They were asking for answers from the staff. We saw one foreign woman who was banging on the glass panel of one of the counters there. What is the latest coming in from Mumbai airport?
देखिए शिवांगी, मुंबई एयरपोर्ट पर यात्री काफ़ी परेशान। मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूं कि यहाँ पे इंडिगो का काउंटर है। काउंटर के बाहर की तस्वीरें देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पे भीड़ है, और लोग काफ़ी गुस्से में, क्योंकि लोग यहाँ पे आ गए तब उनको जानकारी दिया जा रहा है कि उनकी फ़्लाइट कैंसिल हो गई। मुंबई एयरपोर्ट पर 109 फ़्लाइटें कैंसिल हुई, जो कि 58 जाने वाली है और जो है 51 आने वाली फ़्लाइट है कैंसिल हुई है। लगातार यहाँ पर जो यात्री हैं वो लगातार कहीं कहीं परेशान है और लगातार उनको जानकारी नहीं दिया जा रहा। देखिए किस तरह से बाहर यहाँ पर जो काउंटर है वहाँ किस तरह से यहाँ पर भीड़ है, और लगातार लोगों का कहना है कि अगर हमें जानकारी दिया जाता तो कहीं कहीं यहाँ पे आने की जरूरत नहीं है। लगातार यहाँ पे कई घंटों से लोग खड़े हैं और यहाँ पे इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि उनके फ्लाइट के बारे में जानकारी दिया जाए। कहाँ जाने वाले थे आप?
मैं लंदन से आया हुआ हूँ
जी।
अभी काउंटर पे गया तो बोलता है फ्लाइट कैंसिल है, और कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं देता है किधर जाके किससे बात करना है। अभी किससे बात करना है क्या बोलता है, वर्जिन एटलेट से बात करो, लेकिन उधर कोई है नहीं। काउंटर किधर है? अंदर जाने के लिए देखता है तो कोई अंदर जाने को नहीं देता है, क्योंकि आपके पास टिकट नहीं है बोल के। तो अभी ये क्या है सब, क्यों है इधर?
देखिए किस तरह से परेशान है, और इनको जाना था लेकिन इनको कोई बराबर जानकारी नहीं दिया जा रहा है। और ये तस्वीरें देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पर लगातार भीड़ बढ़ती जा रही है, और जैसे जैसे समय बीतता जा रहा है वैसे वैसे यहाँ पे जो यात्री हो पहुँच रहे हैं, और लगातार कहीं कहीं यहाँ पे जो यात्री है गुस्से में है। उनका कहना है कि लगातार अगर प्रशासन यहाँ पे जानकारी देता तो यहाँ पे आने की जरूरत नहीं थी, उनको बराबर जानकारी नहीं दिया जा रहा, और यहाँ पर आकर यहाँ पर लाइन लगाने के बाद बताया जाता है कि इनकी फ्लाइट कैंसिल हो गई। शिवांगी।
All right, well, okay, let's go to Shambhavi. Shambhavi is joining us live, Delhi airport. Let's put a focus on the Delhi airport. Shambhavi, coming across to you. Of course, Delhi airport, same scene, same chaos. We see that some airports like Jammu, things are looking a little better. What about Delhi airport? What is the scenes there? Are the passengers getting a smooth entry into the airport, or are there further delays expected?
Well, Shivangi, when you actually see the situation today, it definitely seems a tad bit better than yesterday. Because yesterday, when we spoke to a lot of passengers who were stranded here at the airport for more than 30 hours at one stretch without proper food, without proper water, it was a very miserable condition out here. But then after yesterday, the IndiGo people got very clear instructions in a set of around 5 to 6 directives in a way that they need to take care of the senior citizens and they need to provide proper refreshments if a flight is cancelled or delayed, and also proper refund needs to be provided. Definitely things need you can see that the things are getting on track a little bit. But definitely there is still a lot of chaos. You can, as from the information that we have gotten from other passengers who've come out inside the airport, the situation still more or less remains the same with the people lying on the airport floor, because we've been talking about how the hotels which are nearby, be it Hyatt, be it JW Marriott, or be it any other mid-tier hotels, they are charging a huge amount of monies and their normal day-to-day rate has been doubled or tripled at this point of time. So normal middle-class man finds it very difficult to book a room nearby just so they can come back to the airport after a few hours. And of course, when we talk about other airlines, fellow airlines, they're also charging exorbitant amount of money for a flight that usually costs, let's just say for a flight that usually costs around 9 to 11,000, Air India is charging around 60,000 for the same flight. So definitely middle-class man, they have been hugely impacted by this, and they still remain in a difficult position.
Yes, absolutely, Shaba Vail. Thank you for getting us all those details. I will thank all our reporters who are at major airports, getting our viewers a sense of what is happening on the ground. We're to move ahead right now, getting some more updates coming in. Big updates, viewers. SIT will be filing the charge sheet in the Zubeen Garg death case. That's a big update coming in. The probe is continuing in this case. We see a movement when it comes to the investigation in this probe. SIT is all set to file the charge sheet. Expected before December 12th, SIT Chief MP Gupta to brief the media today, and Gupta will brief the media at 3 p.m. This is a huge update in terms of the Zubeen Garg death probe case. SIT will file the charge sheet in the Zubeen Garg death case, viewers. And this SIT is probing the death of the Assamese singer Zubeen Garg. Another joining us. We see that even the Assam CM has said that timely submission of the SIT charge sheet is very crucial when it comes to the probe. Anuradha, going across to you.
Yes, Shivangi, this is one of the most high-profile probe that is on in the state of Assam, and all eyes are fixed in the process of the investigation, and the police as well as the government is leaving no stone unturned to give a thorough investigation into the death of Zubeen Garg, which is alleged to be a murder that was committed on foreign soil in Singapore. And Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma has also stated in the Assam Legislative Assembly earlier in the last week of November that while Zubeen Garg was touring in Singapore, at that time only the murder was committed, and that there are a few conspirators in this case. As far as this investigation is concerned, the stipulated time for the SIT, the Special Investigation Team, to file the search sheet was 3 months time, and deadline from the date of occurrence of the crime, it is 18th of December is the deadline of that 3 months period. But Assam Chief Minister, as he had earlier said, that the investigation will be completed and the charge sheet will be filed before completion of 3 months. The SIT is progressing, and we are getting to know that 3,500 pages charge sheet has been made ready by the SIT, which will be submitted in the court within 2 to 3, 4 days. In the next 3 working days, the SIT will be filing the charge sheet in the court, Shivangi.
Yes, but we have to also talk a little bit about Aniruddha, what the Assam CM said. He had said that Zubin death case is a murder. So he said the probe is treating this as a murder, the case as a murder, which is very different from what the Singaporean authorities had spoken about. They had spoken about foul play.
Yes, so while Singaporean authorities have ruled out any foul play in the death of Zubin Garg, but yes, there are various angles to this case which are being probed by the SIT here in Assam. As far as from last 5 years, all the incidences, all the circumstances, and all the medical records, including visits of Zubin Garg are being traced by the SIT, and the SIT is looking into all aspects of Zubin Garg's life, particularly which had taken place in the last 5 years. And based on those, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma has convincingly said that the murder plot was something which was conspired more than 4 to 5 years back, and we are now all waiting for the charge sheet to be filed. In fact, the SIT is also approaching the court in the charge sheet along for a fast-track judicial process as far as this particular investigation is concerned.
Yes, Aniruddha, thank you for getting us those details. And like Aniruddha is telling us, the probe is being treated like a murder case, and which is ruling out. Remember that the Singapore authorities had ruled out foul play, which is very different from what the probe is indicating as the probe continues in the Zubin Garg case. Let's move ahead, viewers. Getting some more updates coming in on Republic TV. Delhi police has issued a notice to Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar seeking financial and transaction details as part of its probe into the National Herald case. Shivakumar has been directed to appear for an inquiry in Delhi on or before December 19th. So this is a new update we're getting for you, viewers of Republic TV. And the Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police has issued a notice, a summon to Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar and his brother, asking them to provide details of any financial transactions they had with Young Indian. Let's go and play out some statements.
See, it is very shocking to me. I had given all the details to the ED. ED had summoned me and my brother also. We had given all the notice. There is nothing wrong. It is our institution. And we, being a congressman, we have supported the institution also, number one. Number two, from the whatever is there, we have supported. There is nothing hide and seek. All is on black and white. Nothing. But I don't know why, after the ED also has filed a charge sheet, there was no need of the police to register a case. So we will take up this case. We will fight in the court of law. It is only the harassment. What is there? It is our money. We can give to anyone whom we like when we pay taxes. There is nothing involved. Already the PMLA case is over. Already they have filed the charge sheet. Then what more they can do it? They just to harass Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and all the supporters. They are trying to create confusion. I don't know. It was a surprise to me. Yesterday I got a notice. I just studied it. Still I will have to reply to it again. Mr. Suresh also. He had also donated some money to that at point of time, being a parliament member. So it has happened. ಈಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡು ಯಂಗ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು. ಅದೇನು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಗರು, ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟಕಾಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ನಂಗೇನೆ.
Getting some updates coming in, viewers, amid fears of infiltration and drone dropping along the India-Pakistan international border. The Jammu and Kashmir police and BSF have now launched a major search operation. Massive searches in India-Pakistan international border. Putting out those pictures from earlier today for you. This is police and BSF personnel carrying out these extensive searches. During the operation, the police teams thoroughly checked riverbeds, streams and forested areas. Searches in areas close to Indo-Pakistan border, Indomana area of Jammu. Search operations continue in Indo-Pakistan border area. Let's go straight across to Gursimran. Gursimran, among fears of drones and infiltration, we see that major areas in Jammu, especially the sensitive ones, from where infiltration bids have been attempted multiple times, those areas are being searched. If you could help our viewers understand the latest coming in.
Yes, if we speak of the situation that is prevailing because we are to the winters, the onset of winter has already setting in, and there lies a threat of Pakistani infiltration as well as dropping of consignment of weapons using the drones into the Indian territory, and that's why intensified search operations have been launched by the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the border security force in the area of Domana, which is very close to the Indo-Pakistan international border. The aerial distance where the search operations have commenced, it is in the depth area, roughly 1.5 kilometers from the Indo-Pakistan international border, and the joint operations have been launched by the border security force along with the Jammu rural police, where the police is searching the riverine areas, the river beds, and also the areas that can be potential place of dropping for the weapon consignment from the Pakistani side, thoroughly being searched by the teams of the Jammu and Kashmir police and the BSF. And we have seen that in last couple of months BSF has launched intensified operations all along the Indo-Pakistan international border, especially after the floods of August 2025, because there was a large portion of the fencing that has been flown away with the flash floods that have taken place, and since then there have been intensified operations that are going on to counter any threat from across the border, and many of the successful operations have also been conducted by the joint forces all along the LOC as well as the international border.
That is right. Well, thank you for getting us all those details, Gursimran. I'll be coming back to you for more on these latest updates. Viewers, the 5th edition of the joint military exercise, Hari Mo Shakti, between the Indian Army and the Malaysian Army will be conducted from 5th to 18 December at the Mahajan Field Firing Range, Rajasthan. The exercise aims to further strengthen interoperability, mutual understanding, and the operational synergy between both these armies. Our training will focus on sub-conventional operations in semi-urban and urban terrain, including joint tactical drills and coordinated responses in complex operational environments. Take a look.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला।
Security.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रूंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रूंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
सिक्योरिटी
Please welcome Mr. Rahul Sharma in conversation with Mr. Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor of the Republic Media Network on Beyond the Tariff Barriers.
All right, we are continuing the conversation. You had a very engaging day understanding business, economics, Indian economy, India's march to progress, Atmanirbharta, India's 2047 vision of a Viksit Bharat. And of course, this conversation is going to continue into the evening. Now, when we talk about economy and our progress and our ambition to become a developed country, trade and business is the core that really drives that ambition, because once you trade, you grow your GDP, your per capita, and then that's how, in modern parlance, you become a developed society. And when we talk about trade, we have to talk about our biggest or largest trade partnership, which is by and large with the United States. I think a couple of years back, China did sort of take a slander lead, but we're back to being the largest trade partners. With us, Rahul Sharma, Managing Director of US-India Business Council. It's the body which essentially acts as the nerve center of all the trade that takes place between India and the United States. Am I right, Mr. Sharma? But I was just having a conversation with him, and I told him, in tune with my mood, maybe, kya se kya ho gaya, dekhte dekhte, something's gone amiss in the last few months, and let's try to understand where we stand and how do we go forward from here. So let's begin the conversation. Welcome, Mr. Sharma, again. And natural allies, natural partners, the partnership of the century, everything was going good. And then suddenly something happened this January, and things have been not good. Similar scene with the other relationships of the United States, but more so with India. Your assessment of where we stand, quickly, then we take this forward.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. And I'm looking forward to this conversation.
I must commend Republic for a wonderful campus out there. I was quite amazed. It's my first time here, and thank you for having me here. I think we need to look at the India-US relationship in a long term. We must understand that there has been a disruption in the world, and just about every country has been impacted in some way.
Sorry to be interjecting. You're being more diplomatic than diplomats saying there has been a bit of a disruption. It's not just a bit of a disruption.
Yeah. So, well, there is disruption, so let me put it that way. But I think we have to, where we are sitting at this point in time, we have to understand a couple of things. One is, eventually it boils down to national interest. And the way United States has changed in the last, during this year, is largely because of what happened in the elections there, and what were the key issues in the elections there.
Let's cut the chase. It's Donald Trump.
Yeah, it is Donald Trump. And
thank you for your attention to the matter.
But given what happened in the elections and the election of President Trump, and his worldview and the promises that he made to his constituents, we are looking at what the changes that have taken place. Within that, of course, India also is a player, largely because from India's point of view, it was always, a lot of investment was done in the relationship in the last 25 years. Successive US presidents and successive Indian governments have had fantastic relationships. And these relationships kind of was across the levels, It was business, it was defense, it was geopolitical. It was a clear understanding in the United States that India was a growing power, it needed to be supported. And that changed. And that sudden change, of course, creates problems. Like any change, one has to be ready for it. And this was one of the changes I think nobody was ready for. So in that sense, I think where we stand today is definitely a situation which is far different from the same time last year. But the reality is that if we should try and look beyond just the trade deal. Trade deal is important, and it is definitely impacting businesses. And the government here is aware of it. The government here is taking steps to address those concerns. The negotiations have been on. Just today, the Commerce Secretary, who was actually the chief negotiator before he took this new role, said that there's an expectation that by the end of the year, we would probably have the deal go through. So I think there is a degree of optimism that needs to be kept in place, because it is very easy to be subsumed by negativity. I think India and the United States are two very mature democracies. There has obviously been a shift in some of the conversations that President Trump has been having. I think we know President Trump and Prime Minister Modi had phone conversations. There is a new US ambassador who's going to be here early next year. We have gone without a US ambassador for almost a year now, right? So it'll be probably a year before the new ambassador comes in. And I think it's important to have that line of conversation, because when you have the bureaucracies talking, then the conversations get to a different line. So we are seeing all that happening now, which means we have hope that things would get very clear.
So I want to pick up on this point that you made, that in this overall scenario of red, let's not lose sight of the optimistic part of it. So let's differentiate between what's the red, what's pessimistic part, and what's the optimistic part. The pessimistic part is that the government relationship has taken a nosedive. The pessimistic part is the unpredictability. Somebody in the government told me that we are living from tweet to tweet, on the Truth Social post to Truth Social post. Then again, there is this larger aspect, the strong Indian diaspora, the fact that almost 80% of the top 20 American corporations have Indian origin CEOs, the fact that Fortune 500 companies essentially are run by Indian talent, based out of the United States, the fact that while there is this red hot spot at the White House, our equation with Foggy Bottom is fantastic. Our equation with Pentagon is fantastic. So there are obviously these threads of optimism which you would want to focus on. How do you make sure that the ship is kept steady by these non-White House elements of our relationship?
So, if we look at the 10-year defense framework that's just been signed, I think that's an important signal. India and the United States are doing joint, exercises, military exercises. The Indian naval chief was visiting the United States. And I think there are things that are happening in that sense where the conversations are on. And I think it's extremely important to understand that good conversations lead to good results. And that's exactly why there's hope that this trade deal, which is kind of taken, how do I put it, a precedence on over many things, has to be looked at positively. I think the view from the Indian government is that it should be done, it can be done, and it will be done. And that's the positive part. Right? I think I also want to, the other piece you mentioned is the diaspora. I think people-to-people relationship between the two countries is very strong, right? And that adds to whatever is happening. In the last several years, you had a lot of Indians going in the technology sector, working there. And the business is going just fine, actually.
Are you sure business is fine?
I'm talking from
tariff impact.
I'm talking from that destination, from that point of view. From here, yes. There are certain sectors that have been impacted, but the India-US business ties, when you're talking about companies, I don't think there is a problem there. And you see many GCCs coming in. You're looking at US companies are not saying that we don't like India, we don't want to be here. They want to be here. And it's a good market for them to be here. So that's a great advantage.
Yeah, actually, there are two ways of looking at this GCC's development. One is, of course, that the American corporations really want to have a finger in the pie insofar as India is concerned. They want to be here. They want to be physically present here. The other aspect is, of course, then they're eating into our software corporations and their businesses. But having said that, tell us, with your vantage, Mr. Sharma, how sustainable is this, or how lasting is this damage going to be insofar as the tariff war is concerned? It's not specific to India, obviously, but then there are some consequences which would be lasting and some consequences which would end with the present presidency. So how do you see that going forward?
Like I said earlier, I think we are two mature democracies, and like two friendly nations, there are some disagreements. But in the long term, if you really look at it, the two governments will find ways to resolve the differences. Because it's in the interest of both countries. It's in the interest of both the businesses of both countries. Because interestingly, earlier there was a presentation that was going on which was talking about the technology piece. And the kind of technology that comes in from the United States, If Indian companies are looking for technology, then one has to figure out where do you get that technology from, whether you get it from the United States or the other potential is whether you get it from China. And that is where the whole piece falls into place. Given the fact that the people-to-people relationship continues to be strong, business-to-business relationship continues to be strong, I think those two will play on to ensure that the government-to-government relationships also become stronger.
All right, you mentioned China. How much of it is China still a factor in determining the US-India, the trajectory of US-India relationship? There was this post-COVID situation where you were just talking China +1, and that +1 was India. You were talking about Indo-Pacific, and India was essentially the pivot. And the Americans would have been more than happy and willing to really let India have a go at China. Maybe they were disappointed that we did it on our own terms. We did not let the Americans decide when we are going to have a go at China and how much of a go we are going to have on China. So how critical a factor is the fact that irrespective of American calculations, China is no more a bugbear. It's a reality that the United States has to deal with. And it's breathing down their neck. So in that situation, do you get a sense when you talk to people in DC, in New York, in the Silicon Valley, that the Americans understand that they are on borrowed time in this Thucydides trap for power that they are with China, and in that they should keep India on their right side?
So whether the piece on the borrowed time will tell, But I think the reality is that I will go back to what I said right at the start. Every country looks at its own national interests. And that is the critical part. When the world changes and there is some degree of geopolitical upheaval, every country has to sit back and see what is good for it, right? And I think India has to look at things from that prism. I think India has to look at what is of interest to it, just like the US will look at what's of interest to them, and China would look at what's interest to them. Things are at that stage where, at this point in time, they're still bubbling. So it's difficult for me to predict what's going to happen. But I think from a national point of view, any national point of view, that national interest is something which comes right up front.
You think the government? The government of India is handling the situation well, or has handled the situation well till now?
In what sense?
The overall dynamics, the kind of nosedive the relationship took. You think we managed to, weather the turbulence well?
So when
or you think something more could have been done?
So when I hear from our member companies,
let me be more specific. Like when you deal with these, when you engage with the American corporations, the CEOs, do they say that, the Commerce Ministry here, the Ministry of External Affairs here, the Government of India here, the Prime Minister's office here could have done more?
I think most of the people that I speak to talk about what is the impact on business, right? Geopolitics, of course, impacts business. Unpredictability, of course, impacts business. No business wants unpredictability of any kind. So there are concerns.
But the unpredictability is on their side.
When I say predictability, I'm not saying this side or that side. I'm just saying unpredictability. Because unpredictability can be from any side. Uncertainty can come from any side, any point, right? So it's not about this from India or from the United States. From a business point of view, when you're looking at it, you would always take a larger view and see what are the potential impediments, right? And continuity is something, business continuity is something which is of paramount importance. So that impacts every decision a business takes. So there are concerns over these uncertainties that exist at this point in time. There's also hope that these uncertainties would be addressed very quickly, and we can all get back to doing things the way we were. Because let's look at it. If if there is a robust trade deal which helps both sides, it is good for business. Business can look at a 500 billion trade situation between the two countries.
You think it's still possible? I think we put that figure out between the two leaderships just in the month of March or April. And now we are in November and December, and it already seems so distant, that sentiment that we could be touching $500 billion before the end of the decade.
If you look at it from a geopolitical point of view, anything is possible. If you look at business point of view, anything is possible. As long as there is continuity and predictability of the ground situation, it's always going to be good. And that's what we are looking at. What we are saying is that if there is a robust trade deal which works well for both sides, then we have a great opportunity ahead. Because if you look at it, the defense piece is going well. India is now buying LPG from the United States. The energy piece is taking shape. The AI piece is beginning to take shape. The technology piece in terms of investments and what companies are looking at is already in good place and will get better. So overall, if you look at the things, if you can remove certain uncertainties that are still around, it's going to be good.
Again, I am getting a sense, Mr. Sharma, talking to you, that I'm talking to a secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs. Very difficult to get things out from you. But you see, the uncertainty again is on the other side of the Atlantic, not here. So,
And I think that is understood. From India's point of view, that is understood well. And that's what I'm saying, that India is and has, like any other country, to look after its own national interest and do what is best for it. If you are going to be in a trade deal which is going to be not the right deal, then there is a problem. So the effort is on to have the right deal. So once that right deal is into place, then you will have a situation.
What's that right deal?
Right deal is a deal which, if you were sitting down to do a deal with somebody, what would be a right deal for you? Something that works for both of you, right? That's the right deal.
Is 15% a right deal?
I don't think I am the right person to comment on that, because it will depend on where...
You have an understanding, like you speak to both the sides, you would know exactly what's the right deal.
I think discussions are still on. And I think we hope that we would get somewhere which is acceptable to both countries.
Right. And I want to get a sense from the audience also. When you talk about America and India, one issue which touches most families these days, and that's actually a measure of the kind of connect that is there between the two nations, is the issue of visas. Anyone here sitting who has waited for an appointment for visa, for an American visa, has not got one? How many months? It took a year. It took more than a year for an appointment. Anyone else? So that's the situation. The average visa time for getting an appointment here from US Embassy or any of their consulates is minimum 6-7 months. She says 1 year plus. So, this obviously is going to have consequences for trade also, as much as people-to-people relationship. So, are you sure that these things are being taken care of?
The reason behind delays in visas is something that the US government has to answer, because they have to look at how best that they can deal with the situation. Whether it's going to have an impact, I think just to look at some data, I think there's definitely been a drop in the number of Indian students going to the United States. But there has been alternatively an increase in Indian students going to countries like UK, even Russia, and some other countries. Again, it boils down to one simple fact: where are the opportunities available? And what does it require to get to those opportunities? So I think we are, again, in a situation which is a disruption from a student's point of view. And when that will get fixed is something that I don't think I will be in a position to answer, because that's something that the USG has to work out.
Yeah, so ultimately everything comes down to the USG. And as I said, we are living from tweet to tweet. When I remember 2014, when President Obama had come, and among other things, we were at about $80 billion of trade, And Obama, I remember, mentioned, does $100 billion look ambitious? No. But now we are at $200+ billion, talking about $500 billion. So despite all this turbulence, and you think, how do we take this forward in a manner that we shield the larger relationship and, of course, strengthen the trade even further?
So I think, you have to understand, there was a massive disruption in terms of COVID, and the world took time to recover from that. But despite that, the bilateral ties between India and the United States and the trade between India and the United States bloomed. And we are still at a situation where we are seeing a drop in exports. There is a deficit which is in favor of India, which is what President Trump was talking about right at the start. How do you fill that up is the big question. And that is something that the two governments have to talk about, discuss the possibilities of bridging that gap, because once that gap is bridged, then there is a very good chance of things coming back to, the basic thing. But what I'm hearing from the Indian government, at least, is that, talks are going on well. There is a strong chance of some deal coming through very soon. And I think that's the positive.
Whenever I hear somebody say, "Kuch acha news hai kya?" it's always in the context of deal hua ki nahi. So everyone is just, waiting with bated breath, as they say, for the deal to come through. Today only Commerce Secretary, you mentioned, has announced. I also heard that it could be as soon as December. And then you think it's going to be uphill?
I think that will be a good start to put things back into motion.
Okay. And tell me two good bright spots, if that be the case, if it's going to be uphill. One bright spot, for example, I can give an example of is Apple, right? Despite all this turbulence, the Apple exports have continued to grow $10 billion or almost $1 billion a month now. What, according to you, are two good bright spots that both the USG and the GOI should be focusing on? Or rather just not look at that side and let them do? What are the two good bright spots?
So I think we forget one very important fact here. You see, one of the things I would say this disruption has triggered is really a hard push by India to bring about reforms. So you saw the labor laws being reformed. You saw the QCOs, some of them being put aside. And I think those are the kind of things that are really important to business, right? Apple is a good example, but what I'm saying is that if the environment is conducive for business to grow, you will see business grow. There is no reason business would not follow a path which allows it to grow. And that is where it becomes really important that all the uncertainties and unpredictabilities are removed. And if the trade deal is that, then the two countries need to find a good spot where they can agree to something, and then the business takes over.
All right. While all through the conversation, I got the sense that I'm actually talking to a diplomat and not a business honcho. But the fact is that this is also a measure of the kind of difficult phase India and the United States relationship is passing through. Hopefully, we would weather this storm as soon as maybe this coming month. And then hopefully it would be uphill from there on. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma. For
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Pleasure.
क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
Security.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello viewers, we are Lemon Breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. It's a Saturday afternoon. We're getting many updates, especially the aviation crisis. There's some easing when it comes to the flights, but still many of them remain cancelled and delayed. We'll get to what's happening at the airports. We have our reporters on the ground, but the headlines first. Let's get started. 85th charge sheet against Anil Ambani related to company in connection with the fake bank guarantee case. SIT is all set to file charge sheet in connection with Zubeen Garg death case. Charge sheet expected before December 12th. Delhi Police economic offences wing issues notice to Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar in National Herald case. Ask him to appear before the economic offences wing on December 19th. Clashes break out between Afghanistan and Pakistan near Spin Boldak border. 4 civilians killed in Afghanistan. DGCA orders a 4-member committee to review causes behind IndiGo's massive operational disruption leading to the worst aviation meltdowns in years. IndiGo's large-scale operational breakdown has left thousands of passengers stranded across Indian airports, highlighting ongoing challenges in the aviation sector. Now, the airline experienced mass cancellation and delays, with 6 IndiGo planes from Jaipur have been cancelled today. These include flights to Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Mumbai and Kolkata, while 7 flights from Lucknow until 9 a.m. have been cancelled, including 1 Air India flight. 7 IndiGo flights departing from Lucknow airport until 9 a.m. have been cancelled, viewers. We're getting these updates coming in on Republic TV. Major aviation crisis that we are seeing play out. And 14 IndiGo flights cancelled at Chennai. 42 IndiGo flights are cancelled from Pune. So we're putting out exactly what is happening in terms of the flights being cancelled. Let's go to our reporters. Let's go to our reporters and put them out for our viewers on our screens. We're being joined by Sharada and Shambhavi. Sharada is at Chennai airport, Shambhavi at Delhi airport. Let's go first to our colleague, Sharada. Sharada, yes. So now we talk about Chennai airport. Even though there has been some kind of a direction and statements which are coming out on the issues being resolved at the back end. However, the situation is not looking that much better today.
Well, very true. So what happens here in the Chennai airport is that the IndiGo has now stated that the interstate flights, that is especially to Madurai, Trichy, will all run, which are all the smaller flights with just 40 passengers on the list, and that they would not charge the passengers for it, just the 1,500 of service charge, whereas people who have to travel to other states in India are still waiting here at the queue. As you can see in the Chennai airport, the crowd continues to loom. There are many people here at the IndiGo ticket counter, and they're still seeking their refunds, their reschedules, checking if their flight is actually cancelled, because after multiple cancellations, now 10 departures have started from Chennai International Airport, which are for domestic run, and also multiple people here also have the question that in the coming days if their flights will be cancelled or if they can still reschedule it later, and IndiGo is yet to answer them. The main questions put up by passengers is these automated messages that keep coming to them telling that their flight is still scheduled as per time, and when they come to the airport is when they know that their flight is cancelled, and following which multiple people come here for queries when IndiGo crew is trying to answer each and every one of them. As we see, the situation is to continue till the December 10 in Chennai airport, as the IndiGo staff have stated that the flights are not confirmed till December 10 and only very minimal flights will be running from Chennai. And as for the arrivals, of the 48 arrivals, only 20 arrivals from the IndiGo are to come to Chennai International Airport, and the rest 28 are still not to come. And as you can see, the airport crowd, we also have the CISF staff put in place to make sure that the public do not have a congestion, and also there was a lot of chaos and fight with the IndiGo staff yesterday by the passengers, but today we can see the situation is brought under control and passengers are patient enough to make sure, as you know, that the cancellations are still underway and they get their refunds in the 7 to 8 days. There was a small miscommunication yesterday, but today it seems to see that the IndiGo staff is responding to them, and that's the reason that people are waiting patiently at the Chennai airport.
All right, let's go to my other colleague. Let's go to Shambhavi joining us live from Delhi airport. Shambhavi, I'm coming across to you right now. Situation not looking much better, Shambhavi. Also, I think we have been joined by other reporters. We'll go to our other reporters, but Shambhavi, yes, what is happening in the Delhi airport? You know, Delhi airport is such an important airport, especially because a lot of international flights also leave from Delhi. A lot of people come here from different cities before they take an international flight. So this is a very important airport here. What is happening at the Delhi airport, Shambhavi?
Well, Shivangi, as we have been constantly reporting at the ground situation here, when most of the people now, IGI is one of the most crowded airports, and yesterday the scene was way worse. These were people all around. They were seeking answers to their questions. They were seeking some kind of assistance, some clarity on whether they'll be able to board their flights. But after the set of directions that was given to them yesterday regarding, I will just reiterate a couple of them, where special assistance for senior citizens will be given from the IndiGo's end, and also apart from this, refreshments will be provided in form of food and water, and also refunds will be provided just in case somebody's flights gets cancelled. So definitely in this front you can see that quite a lot of relief has been given to the passengers, and you can see that the situation has gotten a bit better. But also for those people whose flight has not been just delayed but cancelled, they are in a bit of a pickle here, because when we look at the prices of the fellow airlines, whether it is Air India or Air India Express or other airlines, you can see that their prices have skyrocketed at this point of time. Whether it is from Delhi to Bangalore, which is costing them more than 60,000 rupees. Now that is or even Delhi to Kolkata, which is costing them around more than 35,000 rupees. So you can see that the other airlines, or be it the hotels around, they are profiteering from this crisis. But definitely, if we see on the IndiGo crisis front, how IndiGo was not responding, was not helping, was not assisting their passengers, the passengers who were aggrieved by this airport meltdown, they definitely have started getting some kind of assistance, and some relief has been given to them. Back to you.
Yes, and let's go straight across to my other colleague. Okay, let's go to Ashwarya, who's joining us live from Hyderabad Airport. Ashwarya, what is happening in Hyderabad Airport? And we saw scenes play out there where a lot of people, they were asking for answers specifically when it comes to the staff. Now, we know that the staff initially could not answer to the passengers about their rebooking, about their refunds. Are they communicating with the passengers now? Yes, Ashwarya.
Absolutely. As you can see here that there's this queue still standing at the airport IndiGo counter here, and they are still asking for answers. But on the other hand, if we can see that there's a little relief among the passengers, because what they're saying is that the cancellation messages to them have been informed, and they are also getting used to this. They have understood what is happening with the IndiGo Airlines, and that is why the customers have also gotten a little active, and they are also understanding the crisis, and that is how they are also responding. And they're also saying that IndiGo is for those who are stranded at the airport, we can see that there were chairs and refreshments that was provided to them earlier overnight. And however, there's also on the other side, there are a few passengers who are still complaining, because a few of them wanted to travel urgently, but because of this huge meltdown at the Hyderabad in the IndiGo in the airport, they could not afford the prices of the other airlines that surged extremely high, substantially high. So they were also having, we could witness a few meltdowns overnight and even early in the morning, where few passengers could not control their tears, as their flights either were cancelled or were delayed, but they could not, who wanted to travel urgently could not reach to their destination. Though we could witness some tears, we could witness some disappointment among the customers here. On the other hand, some relief is that the IndiGo is responding to the passengers. They're responding to their queries, is what few of the passengers have also said. They said that when their cancellations or a refund that has been initiated, or a proper confirmation at least was given from the IndiGo end. So a little control about the situation has come to place, but there's a long way to go, as this crisis has come to a fourth day. But it is set to see how these passengers who are still waiting in the queue, what answers IndiGo has to offer to them.
All right, Shardha is joining us. Let's go back to Shardha. Shardha, Chennai Airport, Hyderabad and Delhi Airport. Let's talk a little bit about what the passengers are feeling about the rebooking, the refund, and most importantly, when they rebook their flights, do they have to pay more? Because we know that the fares are surging so high, triple or even double, and that is causing so much of inconvenience to the passengers who are flying. Sharada.
Well, as you said, Shivangi, the charges of the other flights, especially the Air India and SpiceJet, have now increased their pricing about 70% to 45% more high. So, example, a ticket to Bangalore is from Chennai is now costing 1 lakh. One ticket to Mumbai is 35,000 and Delhi is 70,000. And people who can reschedule it for a later day are rescheduling it. And people who are taking the roadways and the railways are getting a refund. But also some people who, though the flight is cancelled, have to immediately leave, are taking an alternate option. As you can see, the queue that this right here is not just for getting refunds, but also to make sure that they are getting the reschedules done in the coming week. Also, multiple people here have also questioned the IndiGo staff on whether the refund amount will be exact the same amount paid, or will there be any concessions in it. But the IndiGo staff has proved them that there will be no concession, that the exact amount paid will be fully refunded. And also to people who have got their connecting flights, there's a 35% refund on their connecting flight money as well that is being repaid to them. So when it comes to refund, the Chennai airport officials along with the IndiGo crew has been providing them the refunds exactly. But when it comes to rescheduling their flights, it's still a question, because as the IndiGo has mentioned that till December 10, the situation continues to be prevailing. And in that case, multiple passengers have to take other flights in that, and where the rates are very high. And also, they cannot continue to stay in Chennai as the airport is also very far away from the city, and they have to go to the hotel and come back very often. And especially keeping in mind that your flight will get cancelled or can continue running at any point of time. And this is what the IndiGo's communication team has been telling them, that they wouldn't know exactly whether which is
I will take the same question. I'll take the same question to Shambhavi. Shambhavi, I'm coming to you right now. Now, we know that there are many very important 4-5-star hotels near the Delhi airport. And we were reporting yesterday for our viewers that the prices in these hotels are absolutely skyrocketing. That if the passengers' flights are delayed, they would like to, of course, rest for a day or two. But the prices of the hotels are skyrocketing, 36,000 rupees, even more than that, 50,000 rupees perhaps. If you could help our viewers understand, have the prices of the hotels come down now?
See, Shivangi, Republic has been reiterating at this point since yesterday that the surrounding hotels, the hotels which are nearby for the convenience of the public, for the people who are there at the airport, be it JW Marriott, be it Hyatt, or be it any other mid-tier hotels, you can see that they are charging into 6 or 10 times the price that they usually charge. Now, Hyatt at one stance is charging somewhere around 49 to 52,000 per night. That too, JW Marriott is charging more than 35,000 rupees. Very mid-tier hotels which usually charge for somewhere around 5 to 7, or on special days, let's just say 7 to 9, they are charging more than 25,000 at this point of time. So we can see that these hotels, hotels which are nearby for the aid and for the help of the public who is there at the airport, they are taking undue advantage of the people, and not just the airlines, not just the fellow airlines when we are talking about it. These hotels and all, they are taking unfair advantage. Back to you.
All right, and let's take that question to my colleague as well. Same question to you, Aishwarya. Just a quick response from you. How are the prices doing of the hotels which are close to the airport and the other airlines? Are they better now, or are they still surging?
Absolutely. It is the same story here as well in Hyderabad, because yesterday or even today in the morning when I was talking to a few passengers here, they also complained about how the other airlines have surged their prices substantially because a few of the passengers had to urgently reach to a particular location, because either they had to attend a wedding of their own sister, or be it they have an exam that they have waited or prepared for their entire year. So while I was speaking to them, they had only one agony, one problem, that the other airlines, even for an hour flight, which is less than an hour, or even for a 1.5-hour flight, the ticket prices were ranging from 40,000 to 70,000, which is practically unaffordable for a very proper middle class family, or for one side travel at least. This is what the passengers were also saying, that despite this crisis in IndiGo, if they could at least travel to their destination, at least that could affect their career, or they could affect their family, their personal life.
Okay, thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Shambhavi. Thank you, Sharada, for joining us. We will keep our viewers updated on what is happening and the ground situation. But a report for our viewers. India's biggest aviation meltdown is now centered in the national capital. All IndiGo domestic departures from Delhi have been cancelled, triggering massive travel disruptions. Long delays, sudden cancellations, and packed terminals have left hundreds of passengers stranded as IndiGo's operations remain deeply unstable for the 5th straight day. Here are the scenes that played out.
Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport is witnessing the worst aviation chaos. The IndiGo Airlines announced that all domestic departures from Delhi stand cancelled till midnight, leaving passengers scrambling for alternatives.
मैडम देखिए, डोंट गो इंडिगो। हमको इतनी दिक्कत आई है। एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट हमारा सेमिनार था, अभी पूरे बैंगलोर से आए हैं, जो भी आए हैं एयर इंडिया से ज़्यादातर फ्लाइट से आए हैं। अभी भी 70 लोग रुके हैं। रात 1 बजे आया है, कोई 12 बजे आया है, रीशेड्यूल करके दे रहे हैं। तुरंत 10 मिनट के बाद बोल रहे हैं कि आपका लखनऊ से इधर से फिर कैंसिल कर लो, पैसा ले लो। ओके, मैं बोलता हूँ कि वर्स्ट सर्विस है। डोंट गो इंडिगो। हम इतना टेंशन में आ गए हैं। इतना इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है, क्या करेंगे आप इसके बारे में?
इतना तंग हो चुके हैं कि हम लोगों को इतना ये है कि हम लोगों का 5 दिन का प्रोग्राम था। एक फ्लाइट इंडिगो वजह से पूरा 5 दिन का प्रोग्राम हम लोगों को नुकसान कर दिया। पूरा घटिया सर्विस है।
The aviation crisis triggered ripples across the country. IndiGo's flight network continued to unravel, with hundreds of cancellations and delays at major airports. IndiGo issued a detailed statement over the issue, acknowledging a significant disruption in its network over the past few days. The airline firm apologized to its customers, saying its teams are attempting to stabilize operations as quickly as possible amid heavy congestion across airports.
What we've been told by the passengers that we've been able to speak till now, they're telling us that the entire airport has turned into a railway station with people lying there on the floor everywhere, because IndiGo has now, of course, just a few minutes back, IndiGo has announced that all the flights stands cancelled.
The crisis stems from a combination of pilot shortages and miscalculations in rolling out the second phase of flight duty time limit rules, which mandate longer rest hours and tighter night duty limits. With large-scale cancellations ongoing, IndiGo has begun cutting flights to ease pressure on its schedule, while further stating that full operation efficiency will be achieved by February 10th next year.
Let's move ahead right now. We will get you all the updates coming in our next segment, Bharat in 2 minutes. All the updates from across the nation. Let's get started. UP CM Yogi pays floral tribute to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar Mahasabha Office Complex in Hazratganj, and commemorating the death anniversary. Security has been heightened across Mathura on the anniversary of the Babri Mosque demolition. Krishna Janmabhoomi Shahi Eidgah Mosque have been turned into a cantonment. SP Avanish Mishra said anyone without a proper identity card and who is not authorized to enter is constantly being checked. Force is on full alert and adequate force has been deployed.
देखिए, कोई भी ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसके पास प्रॉपर पहचान पत्र नहीं है और जो वहाँ अंदर जाने के लिए जो अथराइज नहीं है, उसकी लगातार चेकिंग की जा रही है। फोर्स पूरी तरह से अलर्ट है। विगत वर्षों की बात थी, पर्याप्त मात्रा में फोर्स लगाया गया है, पीएसी बल लगाया गया है, सीओज की, एडिशनल एसपी की, जैसे प्रत्येक वर्ष ड्यूटी लगती थी उसी तरीके की ड्यूटी लगाई गई है। सब पे पूरी सतर्कता रखी जा रही है, लगातार चेकिंग की जा रही है। जो भी सूचना मिल रही है, सभी सूचनाओं को वेरीफाई किया जा रहा है। यातायात अभी चल रहा है, स्कूली बच्चे हैं, स्कूल जा रहे हैं, पूरी तरीके से नॉर्मल है। अभी डाइवर्जन किसी तरह यातायात का नहीं है।
Professor Tezpur University entered their 76th day against Vice Chancellor Professor Shambhunath Singh over alleged corruption charges against him. University professor said the government of India should not close their eyes, and we are hopeful that the government of India will institute a high-level inquiry into such a corrupt person. Other news, a layer of toxic smog blankets the national capital as AQI around India Gate and Kartavya Path is 311, categorized as very poor as claimed by Central Pollution Control Board. AQI around Ghazipur Mandi area is 366, categorized as very poor as claimed by CPCB as well. Motherson, through its joint venture Samvardhan Motherson Hamacurex Engineered Logistics Limited today has announced an agreement with the Dighi Port Limited, a subsidiary of Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited, to establish a dedicated facility for auto exports at the Dighi Port in Maharashtra. This strategic partnership will make Dighi Port as the new automobile exports terminal for exporters in Mumbai to Pune Auto Belt as one of the AP SEZ's 15 strategic ports. The key is now set to expand its capabilities to support India's automotive growth story under the Make in India initiative, enabling seamless export and import of vehicles for global markets. Getting to some breaking news coming in, viewers. Kerala High Court gives interim protection from arrest to Rahul Mamkutatil and rape case. The Kerala High Court has on Saturday given interim protection from arrest to expel Congress MLA Rahul Mamkutatil in a case of rape and forced abortion against him. So big update coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. This is coming in as we see that there's a lot of pressure and multiple sexual harassment cases which have been filed against this MLA. Let's go to Shankar, who's joining us. Shankar, Kerala High Court gives interim protection from arrest to MLA Rahul Mamkutatil in the rape case, and they will hear the anticipatory bail plea on December 15th. Until then, he should not be arrested. That is what we are learning of.
Yes, exactly. The High Court on Saturday granted interim protection from arrest to Palakkad MLA Rahul Mamkutatil, who is accused of rape and forceful abortion in a case registered by Kerala police. So actually, 2 days back, the pre-arrest bail application filed by the MLA Rahul Mamkutatil was rejected by the Thiruvananthapuram District Sessions Court, and soon he moved to the High Court with a pre-arrest bail. However, the High Court posted the matter for further hearing on December 15th. In the meantime, the counsel pleading for the accused filed a not to arrest plea before the court, and the court approved it, and by stating that he should not be arrested till a final order in this matter. In the meantime, the state police registered a new case against him on the complaint of a 23-year-old victim from Bengaluru, and her and a custody application, and the FIR is moved before the court when a second pre-arrest bail was filed by the MLA in District Section Court in connection with the second case registered. Now, two pre-arrest bail pleas of MLA are being considered by the courts. One in the High Court for the first case, and the second one is for the second case registered by the state police at the District Sessions Court. So the coming days will be crucial for Rahul Mamkutatil, as even though the High Court granted interim protection from arrest, he may be arrested in connection with the second case. It was learned that the MLA has moved another pre-arrest bail application in the Sessions Court, and he is still...
Yes, okay, I'll come back to you. Yes, I'll come back to you for more. This is a big update coming in. High Court stays arrest of Congress MLA Rahul Mamkutatil. And we was a fifth edition of the joint military exercise Hari More Shakti between the Indian Army and the Malaysian Army will be conducted from 5th to 18 December at Mahajan Field Firing Range, Rajasthan. The exercise aims to further strengthen the mutual understanding and operational synergy between both the armies. Take a look at this report as we keep getting you the latest.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
ये कहानी है बदलाव की, जिसने उन्हें हिम्मत दी, राह दिखाई और आत्मनिर्भर बनाया।
त्रिपुरा सरकार ने महिलाओं को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने के लिए कई परिकल्पनाएं शुरू की हैं, ताकि वो अपनी आजीविका खुद तय कर सके।
अब त्रिपुरा की महिलाएं हर क्षेत्र में अपनी निर्णायक भूमिका निभा रही है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
From the hallowed chambers of the Supreme Court of India, the law roars louder, real, fearless, historic. The first Buddhist Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, unshaken in conviction. This weekend on the legal side of things, only on Republic TV.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
welcome you watching the latest edition of Our Defense with me, Rakshita viewers. And this week has been a very, very exciting one with the Russian president's visit. Defense being one of the focus points of the bilateral talks, viewers. He made his first visit to India since 2021, and the two-day Modi-Putin bilateral has had everybody's focus, has had everybody's attention. The Russian President Vladimir Putin had in fact made his first visit since 2021, and we are going to tell you about what was discussed. Again, I'll start off by saying what Vladimir Putin did. He visited India for the first time since 2021, two-day Modi-Putin bilateral visit. So a refreshing renewal of India-Russia partnership, he said. Prime Minister Modi said. Both nations mark 25 years of friendship. And so this is the right time to jointly move ahead with agreements that take care of trade, energy, security and diaspora needs. Now, expectations rose that India would have more clarity on defense deals pending with Russia amidst speculations that India will seal a deal to procure the Russian fifth-generation Sukhoi 57 stealth fighter jets. Russia offered the localized production of the aircraft. Now, Rostec, Russia's state-owned defense conglomerate, has announced that it is ready to set up a production line for the Su-57 fighter jets in India. And under this offer, production would be set up at HAL's Nasik facility. Plan includes major technology transfer and aims for 40 to 60% of localization in the medium term. And in terms of its functionality, the Sukhoi 57E notably superior to F-35, that is from America, primarily due to its significant wider array of weaponry, the result of the larger size of the Russian fifth-generation fighter. Unlike the F-35, the Su-57 has a real combat experience gained during the special military operation, where it has engaged the latest Western weapon systems supplied to Ukraine, including the entire range of existing air defense and missile defense complexes produced by NATO member countries. The aircraft has successfully countered the latest modifications of Western produced electronic warfare systems in possession of the Ukrainian armed forces. I think we are going to Sukhoi 57 next. If we are going to it, I don't know. In terms of functionality, okay, we are talking about functionality once again. Why is it superior to F-35? It's primarily due to its significantly wider array of weaponry, a result of the largest size of the Russian fifth-generation fighter jet. Now, why India needs the Su-57? On your screens. Balancing China-Pak edge. Now, China is fielding a fifth-generation fighter, more than 300 fifth-generation fighters. This is, of course, countering those at the China-Pak edge. Pakistan is planning the Chinese, in fact, it is planning to get the sixth generation. It's going beyond. IAF, Air Force, needs next-gen stealths to maintain parity. Also, why India needs Su-57 is also because it needs to counter somewhere what the technology transfer issue is concerned, because America continues to keep the entire control with itself when it comes to the aircraft like F-35. Russia's offer package is that the initial Su-57 will be Okay, it's been followed by license production. We can go across to our guest, I think, on this, Dr. Sergey Dvoryanov, to talk more about it. Dr. Sergey Dvoryanov, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV, sir. Now, we have been hearing about the Su-57 for a long time now. We've been comparing why, how does it match up to the F-35s? And now with this firm actually announcing that it's ready to set up the production here, sir, what sort of a partnership and what sort of a boost do you see in the bilateral defense ties, and how does it benefit both the sides?
Thank you for invitation. Thank you for your question. Yes, as we can see, the visit of Vladimir Putin to Bharat civilization to India was very successful because he was surrounded by all the ministers and chairman of Rostech, Sergei Viktorovich also was with him, Chemezov. And we can see that it was very fruitful conversation. And this visit was very well organized because we know that before, month before, the National Security Secretary Ajit Doval also visited Moscow, and then Jai Shankar, Minister of External Affairs, also visited Moscow, and it was very fruitful preparation for this visit. We can see that Russia right now is a big question of trust of to our governments, to our nations, to each other, because we supposed to open the localization, the manufacturing of Su-57, but also will transfer all full technology, and is again we can see that we have the common vision of the policy of the security of two our countries. And as you know, Su-57 was very successfully present in the exhibition in the United Emirates, and everybody understands that Russian technology regarding the defense and some military equipment is very profound. And right now we can see that two our leaders, Shri Narendra Modi and Vladimir Putin, together, they understand that the question of security of the future of civilization is a question of real common values and visions of two leaders. That's why we can see that is a very significant decision. As you know, during the visit of Vladimir Putin to Bharat civilization, Shri Narendra Modi even present to our leader Shri Bhagavad Gita, very famous spiritual text, very famous spiritual book. It's again, we are two, India and Russia, were two very peaceful nations. During all our history, we never attack first, we never start with a war. For example, Donald Trump, as you know, he renamed his Ministry of Defense to the Ministry of War. Is very surprised because you can see that our policy, Russian Federation and Indian and Bharat, we are very peaceful nations, but we should definitely support our nations regarding security. That's why we have common interests to develop this together. That's why I am completely optimistically can see that it's a very reasonable action to open this localization and manufacture of Su-57 in Bharat civilization.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on Republic TV and sharing your insights on this development. Now, viewers, alongside the fighter jet package, Russia has also offered to extend its cooperation to unmanned systems. Now, the Russian officials confirmed that the localization plan covers the production of the Lancet strike drone in India, which would give the Indian Armed Forces a domestically built high-precision weapon while further deepening the defense industrial partnership. The offer also includes the transfer of engine technology, sensors and low-signature materials, all of which are said to be completely acceptable to Indian demands. Now, viewers, it's a decades-old defense partnership between India and Russia. Now, it has received a further boost as Vladimir Putin touched on. In fact, even prior to that, Russian parliament had ratified this resource pact. It's a newly ratified military logistics pact between India and Russia that allows their armed forces to access each other's military facilities for refueling, maintenance, supplies, berthing and other support during joint exercises. And in practical terms, it means that Indian and Russian warships, aircraft and military personnel can operate in each other's territories and receive fuel, oil, spare parts and technical support without delays or paperwork. In fact, the pact also allows access to each other's airspace and ports, including warship visits, giving India a strategic entry into the Arctic region, where Russia operates extensive military facilities. Major General Sanjay Soy joins us on the broadcast. Now, General Soy, very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV, sir. Now, it has been touted as a no question asked logistics that both countries how they hold, what sort of the space both the countries hold, for each other in terms of military ties. But given the fact that now there's nothing official yet, sir, as to, there's nothing really, you talk about the deals, they're still in the works, sir. But given what has transpired in the past 48 hours, sir, how do you see this? Is it a boost, or you see there's still far more work to be done? Also, I want to understand from you, sir, how do you see the Su-57 deal that is still on the table? It's in the works. For the longest time it has been, but do you think that India should go with it?
Yeah, Rakshita, in fact, it is a trust factor which has been ratified not once but many times in the past, where Russia stood by us and we stood by Russia, like in spite of all the sanctions, and we still bought S-400 in spite of threat by US of Katsa. So that is one part. Second thing is what you have asked is at Su-57. Very, very important point, because Indian Air Force strength is depleting. Out of 42, we are just left with 29. And Jaguar and MiG-29s are getting phased out. Mirage is also getting phased out. The numbers will become critical. And at the same time, we will not have that superiority with Pakistan, which we should have. And we also have issues with China and issues with Bangladesh. Now, we need to modernize our Air Force. We should have a fifth generation multi-role fighter aircraft. And the best thing is that, as always, Russia allows joint venture, make in India, self-reliance. So that will remove the concern of supply chain. On the other hand, other options are Rafale, which is 4.5. Third is F-35. F-35, you know that America is not permitting make in India. Second, they still retain a lot of control. We know the issues with supply of engine for Tejas. The project is already getting delayed. So I think as a tested partner, and we also have enough of Russian inventory, Su-57 is very, very suits our requirements and meets our defense needs. That is one part. And second thing, which you had also mentioned about the reloss, which the Duma had passed just before Putin landed. So he came with a positive note. Okay, here we signed the reloss, that is reciprocal exchange of logistic agreement. So under that, both countries, armies, air force, navy, armed forces can access each other's ports and air bases for military training and disaster relief function. Rakshita, I would say that this is a win-win situation for both. Russia gets an access to Indian Ocean, and we get access to Vladivostok on one side and Arctic region on the other side. And India, definitely, it will enhance our reach. It will help us in carrying on research in the Arctic region. Because of melting of ice there, the weather is changing. It has impact on India. We are looking at our footprints in Arctic region. This agreement will definitely help us in reaching both east of Russia and west of Russia, Vladivostok to Arctic. Third is that we have also signed these agreements with other countries also. It is not only Russia, because India is expanding our footprint. We have signed this with the USA, LAMOA, we have signed with France and Australia, we have signed with Japan, we have signed with South Korea. So our Navy has access to ports across the globe, and it definitely helps in enhancing our reach. And when we have issues with China and Pakistan, these kinds of agreements definitely boost our strength and logistic support. Rakshita.
Right, sir. Many thanks, General Soy, for joining us on Republic TV. In fact, we will just go a little more in detail just to get you what exactly, how in fact this works for both the countries. This is how this is the strategic boost now. For India, it unlocks the Russian Arctic bases for refueling and repairs also, while for Russia, it gains foothold in Indian Ocean via Delhi's ports. For India, it streamlines joint drills, slashes the costs for it, and also avoid delays. So it saves time for Russia. This enhances warship. It also it helps in aircraft deployments in the Indian Ocean region. So from Arctic to Indian Ocean, the focus, of course, remains as far as this move is concerned. It bolsters disaster relief, humanitarian missions with instant logistics. For Russia, it deepens the interoperability for crisis operations. Meanwhile, for India, it taps Russia's northern sea route for trade, for energy and for security. Deepening of energy and security ties, remember, with the pressure that is coming in, despite the pressure that is coming in from Washington, D.C. For Russia, it amplifies Moscow's Indo-Pacific presence as well. So this is the strategic edge we're talking about with the how with how this entire announcement has come in and the deal that is in the works. We were now shifting our focus quickly to other story that we're tracking for you. India is expected to conduct a major Air Force exercise over the Arabian Sea on the 10th and the 11th of December. It's a designated zone south of Karachi, roughly 200 nautical miles from the city and about 70 nautical miles from Pakistan-controlled airspace. The NOTAM has been issued to alert the civilian aircraft to avoid the area during the drill. Exercise will feature fighter jets, surveillance platforms and support aircraft, aimed at sharpening the IAF's maritime strike readiness and the air-sea coordination. Now, just look at this area, viewers. It is, conducting such an exercise near Pakistan's coastal airspace. Now, it's likely to heighten regional vigilance. And, of course, Pakistan remains on alert. Karachi ATC area. This is the Karachi ATC area. This is the Karachi port of Pakistan. And it is this is the area for this exercise of the Indian Air Force. The date it begins is the 10th of December, 4:30 a.m. and the NOTAM ends at 11th of December. So this is the area, 70 nautical miles. You can see this is near Mumbai, but far away from Mumbai, but near Karachi. And this is into the Arabian Sea. And remember, Pakistan has been already on tenterhooks given the back-to-back exercises, the back-to-back military exercises in the country, from the Western theatre to the Eastern theatre. And this is the latest NOTAM that has been issued with multiple exercises on both sides of the country. And we continue to closely track the updates regarding this Indian Air Force exercise and the Arabian Sea for you. All right, India celebrated its Navy Day on the 4th of December, a day that honors courage and the quiet commitment of India's guardians at the sea. This year's celebrations put the spotlight on India's growing maritime strength, showcasing advanced platforms from frontline destroyers and stealth frigates to aircraft carriers, submarines and maritime patrol aircraft. This Navy demonstrates how it protects India's interests across sea lanes that fuel global trade and connects the continents. Navy Day also reflects India's strategic vision, projecting presence, building partnerships with friendly navies and strengthening maritime diplomacy through exercises and joint missions. In fact, days ahead, Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh Tripathi outlined how the Navy has asserted its dominance recently during Operation Sindoor. In fact, Admiral Tripathi said that Navy's swift and aggressive posture, especially the rapid deployment of a carrier battle group in the northern Arabian Sea, completely pinned down the Pakistan Navy, forcing its vessels to stay confined to ports, air bases, or close to the Makran coast throughout the operation.
The immediate actions which we took, including the deployment of carrier battle group in the northern Arabian Sea, forced the Pakistan Navy to remain either in their ports or airports or close to Makran coast, and they never ventured out. So that was the role which the Navy played, and as has also been reported, that the Navy were ready to do what was demanded. We also noticed during those 4 to 5 days noticeable effect on Pakistan economy.
So this is an era, viewers, where the Indo-Pacific has become central to global geopolitics, and India's naval footprint is more relevant than ever. From the vast Arabian Sea to the Bay of Bengal and deep into the Indian Ocean region, these are our sentinels of the sea. Thank you so much for watching, and Jai Hind.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Security.
जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
ये कहानी है बदलाव की, जिसने उन्हें हिम्मत दी, राह दिखाई और आत्मनिर्भर बनाया।
त्रिपुरा सरकार ने महिलाओं को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने के लिए कई परिकल्पनाएं शुरू की हैं ताकि वो अपनी आजीविका खुद तय कर सके।
अब त्रिपुरा की महिलाएं हर क्षेत्र में अपनी निर्णायक भूमिका निभा रही है।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
सिक्योरिटी
From the hallowed chambers of the Supreme Court of India, the law roars louder, real, fearless, historic. The first Buddhist Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, unshaken in conviction. This weekend on the legal side of things, only on Republic TV.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
ED files charge sheet against Anil Ambani related company in connection with fake bank guarantee case. SIT all set to file charge sheet in connection with Zubeen Garg death case. Charge sheet expected before December 12th. Delhi Police Economic Offences Wing issues notice to Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar in National Herald case. Asks him to appear before the agency on the 19th of December. Clashes break out between Afghanistan and Pakistan near Spin Boldak border. 4 civilians killed in Afghanistan. DGCA orders a 4-member committee to review causes behind IndiGo's massive operational disruption, leading to one of the worst aviation meltdown in years. Viewers, thank you for staying with us. You're watching Live and Breaking with me, Aina Mitra. We start this edition with some breaking news coming in. It's a big Republic impact 24 hours after Republic exposed profit blackmail economy. Public has forced the government to wake up on the skyrocketing fares that is currently being charged by the airlines. The government has been forced to act 24 hours after Republic's report
the government has now invoked regulatory powers and has asked airlines not to extort passengers. This is the big breaking news that we are getting in at the moment, viewers. This comes in the wake of a massive aviation emergency in India. The government has now been forced to bring in regulatory measures. This is after we told you sector by sector, city by city, how the competitors of IndiGo were charging exorbitant prices to the passengers. Let's go across to Executive Editor Niranjan, who joins me live from the newsroom. Niranjan, over to you. Give us more details.
Well, since the last almost 24 to 36 hours, we here at Republic TV have been reporting about the kind of skyrocketing prices, and we've been flooded with calls, messages, and all of yesterday we put out the exorbitant prices, almost the loot, the blackmail economy of some of the airlines that were not impacted. Some sectors, flights were more expensive than international return tickets. And in some sectors, flights costing upwards of 80,000 rupees. It doesn't make sense. Complete loot at a time when passengers are stranded in many airports. And I wanted to bring you some of the instances. The government has, first of all, issued an advisory. But let me show you real time. This is real time why the government has had to step in. About half an hour, 45 minutes back, the government put out this press release asking airlines to cap prices. But I can show you that it's still happening and why it needs to be kicked in soon so that, there is immediate relief. Look at this, for example, right? I'm not naming the portal, but if you can just look at the prices here right now. This is, for example, a flight ticket between, let me just increase the brightness of the screen here. This is a flight ticket between Bengaluru to Hyderabad, one-way ticket from Delhi to Bengaluru, showing at nearly 44,000 rupees. 44,000 rupees in otherwise what would have cost you anywhere between 8 to 15,000 max, now costing 44,000 rupees, and if you pay taxes, etc., will be upwards of 45,000. Now let me give you the other example. Another example of what is happening real time. This is Delhi to Bombay, Delhi to Mumbai. The flight tickets, look at the prices. Look at the prices, goes almost up to 50,000. Different airlines, those not impacted, even those impacted, charging anywhere between 20 to 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees for a one-way ticket for 3 hours. Let me show you some more instances here. Another flight ticket from Bengaluru to Mumbai in what is otherwise, just a 2-hour flight. Some airlines charging about 47,000, 48,000 rupees, 50,000 with taxes. And this is another airline, Hyderabad to Delhi, another sector. Hyderabad to Delhi, this particular flight costing almost 43,000 without taxes, and after taxes, and you choose your seat, you'll have to shell out 50,000 rupees. And similarly, another sector, if I can just pull out the most expensive tickets here, this is Bombay to Delhi. Bombay to Delhi tickets as of this minute costing almost 40,000 rupees in a flight that will last you just about 2 hours. So 40, 50, we're seeing prices go up to almost 80,000 rupees in some sectors. And the government has finally, woken up. The government has put out this press release a short while back. This is after our reporting in the last 24 to 36 hours, where we've told the government how passengers were being looted. We had case studies of passengers who spent 8,000 rupees on their flight, for example, and were stuck in an airport for 12 to 24 hours, had to shell out 50,000 rupees to somehow get on a plane. And the government has finally woken up. The government has now said that they are bringing in the airfare regulation. And as part of the airfare regulation, the government saying that they're asking all airlines to make sure that prices are not high and the prices are regulated. Now, this is the press release that was put out. I'm going to read out from the press release that I have right now. And the government has said, I'm going to read out. Let me just give you the. The government has said in its press release that the Ministry of Civil Aviation has taken serious note of concerns regarding unusually high airfares being charged by certain airlines during the ongoing disruption. In order to protect passengers from any form of opportunistic pricing, the ministry has invoked its regulatory powers to ensure fair and reasonable fares across all affected routes. An official directive has been issued to all airlines mandating strict adherence to the fare caps that have now been prescribed. These caps will remain in force until the situation fully stabilizes. The objective of this directive is to maintain pricing discipline in the market, preventing any exploitation of passengers in distress, and to ensure that citizens who urgently need to travel, including senior citizens, students, patients, are not subjected to financial hardship during this period. But the kind of prices, the exorbitant prices that were being charged, we've been reporting on it. I don't know whether we have Harsha live. If Harsha is live, we can go across to her as well. Because all of this morning, the air traffic and tariff monitoring unit, I believe there is a unit like that in the DGCA, which Harsha tracks. And that tariff monitoring unit has got non-stop complaints in the last almost 24 to 48 hours. Harsha, I'm going across to you. Tell us a little bit about how much these airlines were charging and why the government should have acted earlier. We've been talking about it for almost 36 hours now. For them to have acted this late was unnecessary.
Yes, Niranjan rightly pointed out, and from last 36 hours, while we are continuously reporting on the surge in the prices and the skyrocketing prices, it's very upsetting for the passengers as well, Niranjan, that right now, when there's a national aviation crisis, the prices of the flights which passengers earlier booked for the places which were 7,000, 8,000, now the prices have soared to 40,000, 50,000, 70,000. Yeah, like you yourself mentioned, Delhi to Bengaluru, Delhi to Mumbai, Mumbai to Lucknow, Hyderabad to Bengaluru. Each and every sector, these are the major revenue sector. Now the prices are surging, and not only this, what we have got to know from the traffic monitoring unit is that since from last 36 hours, they have got the complaint of the various airlines like Air India Express, SpiceJet, Akasa. All these airlines are charging heavy. The passengers' mails and complaints are flooded in the DGCA TMU mail, and passengers are continuously complaining that how the prices have skyrocketed. Not only this, the passengers are stating that who will book 40,000, 70,000 flight for a one-way route. Now, if someone has to go from Delhi to Bengaluru, 70,000 for one-way route. Right now, when all the aviation, all the other operators should come forward and build the confidence in the public that no, we are all together in this crisis and we are okay to, to adjust you in the amount which particularly was the original amount. Rather, they are filling in their pocket. And it's bizarre. I have got the entire whole list, and the TMU traffic monitoring unit is continuously stating that more than 40,000 written and mail complaints they have received till now from the aggravated passengers. They are aggrieved, they are frustrated, they are angry, they are continuously complaining that why the capping is not till now put by Ministry of Civil Aviation. However, Niranjan, to understand, it's that MOCA, Civil Aviation Ministry, Ram Mohan Naidu, yesterday after meeting the operators, have told them clearly that they have to put a cap. They don't have to see this as an opportunity to earn more money. Rather, till now, it's been more than 18 hours, Niranjan, from the time we have been reporting and the complaints have been arriving to TMU unit. Till now, there have been no reduction in the prices. In fact, right now, Niranjan, when we are speaking right now, if you will go and try to book a flight from Lucknow to Mumbai or from Delhi to Mumbai, the prices are 32,000, 36,000. The prices are increasing every second. Let's say morning when I tried to book a flight from Lucknow to Delhi, the price was 22,000. Right now when I'm trying to book it, the prices are soaring to 32,000. Like 2 times the prices are increasing, and there is no the monitoring unit. We have to also ask question to monitoring unit. The monitoring unit, tariff monitoring unit, what are they doing till now? Why they are not issuing any strict umbrella order to all these airline operators, Air India, SpiceJet, Akasa, that you have to put a cap. The order has been issued by MOCA, but till now, the situation is same. The situation remains the same. Passengers are stranded. They are not able to book another flight. And we have also spoken to passengers and few influential passengers as well. They have continuously stated that it was so emergency, it was urgent. We had to fly from Delhi to Mumbai, and we had booked almost 1 to 2 lakh rupees ticket just for 3 people. One-way ticket for 3 people, costing 3 lakh rupees. It's bizarre. It's as if airlines have found the opportunity to fill in their pockets rather than to build a confidence in public and help the passengers in this time, in the crisis time. And right now in Republic, we are continuously stating this about the skyrocketing prices because it is which concerns each and every citizen of the country. The passengers of the country who are stranded, who want to travel, some are in emergency, some have to fly abroad, some have to go to visit their parents, but now none of them are able to do because of the national aviation crisis. Right now also we have been told that in another 1 hour there will be the meeting of the tariff monitoring unit with the regulatory body DGCA and might be with the officials of the Ministry of Civil Aviation as well on this tariff issue. We are expecting that in another 6 to 7 hours, or let's say maximum 10 hours, the fares can reduce. But till now we are not seeing any sort of step taken by the Air India Express or SpiceJet to reduce the prices. From last 18 hours the prices have surged and skyrocketed to 3x and 4x times. Back to you.
Right. Harsha, I request you to stay on with me. Let's first get our viewers some of the details that you reported earlier as the IndiGo crisis, continues. There has been complete disruption and chaos at the airports. As you were correctly pointing out, the airlines now have skyrocketed the prices. There are mass complaints by passengers across India that has now, flooded the DGCA mailboxes. Harsha, there's one more point that I want to, before you give us more details of how there have been mass complaints by passengers across India, the sheer apathy that has been displayed by the DGCA and the Ministry of Civil Aviation and IndiGo so far. There's one more thing that I want to point out, Harsha, if you can give us more details. The Union Civil Aviation Minister quite confidently, he asserted in a sort of a reassuring tone that by the end of the day today, there will be some sort of normalcy that will be restored. And across some airports in India, we are seeing that there has been a change as far as the number of cancellations is concerned. But if you look at the visuals, Harsha, that have come since this morning from all the major airports across India, be it Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi, you name it, the counters are still flooded, the terminals are still swarmed with people, with passengers who are awaiting clarity. So, Harsha, even what do you expect out of this meeting that you just said is set to happen in the next 1 hour, and how soon before we can actually see some solid outcome of this fare regulation that is set to be brought in by the government?
Ionia, we have been told that the regulatory body and the officials of the ministry are in touch with the airline operators. We have been told that this morning also airlines have been told from the side of the officials that they have to cap the prices. The passengers can't face the brunt of what exactly is happening when the passengers are not at fault. Imagine, Iona, these are the passengers who have booked their flight tickets like 2 months back, 3 months back. Some are in emergency. They have to go to their desired destination and location, and they're stranded. At this point of time, they are stuck at a place where they are asked that if you want to go to a particular destination, book your price ticket, but according to our prices. Imagine the 7,000 costing of a particular airline earlier is now costing 40,000. Imagine if even if I'm capable of, I would not want to book a flight ticket of 40,000 rupees to a particular destination. And we have been told that every 1 hour, the regulatory bodies are continuously speaking to the airline operators on what they are doing, where they have reached to a point, how they are trying to solve this crisis. And the problem, we have been told that they have been given the time of almost 3 hours to work out on the surging price, skyrocketing price. They have been told that they have to put a cap. They can't be charging 40,000, 50,000, 70,000 for a destination which is, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours, or maximum the destination from, let's say, from Delhi to Chennai is also 2.5 hours. They can't be charging 70 to 80,000 for such such limited timing flight for 2.5 hours or 3 hours. We have been told by evening we are expecting that some sort of rates will be reduced and it will go to normal like it used to be. But right now, the order has been issued to all the airline operators. Let's wait till evening. Yeah. But Republic will not stop here, Iona. We will not stop here because we are with the passengers. The passengers are not who have to face the brunt of the situation. They are the ones who are suffering. They are suffering. They are stuck at airport. Let's see the visuals. The passengers standing there. Their suitcases, their entire luggage is there at the airport, and they have no way to go. They have no way to go. The officials are continuously meeting. They are giving or issuing an order to the operators, but who is adhering to it? Whether airlines have adhered to it yet Till now, no, they have not adhered to it. So they have to adhere to it, and therefore we are continuously stating that Republic will not stop here. We'll try and report, and there are several passengers who have been contacting Iona to me since yesterday. They are frustrated, they are angry, they're continuously asking us to report, to listen to their grievances, to understand the problem and the situation as well. So we also want to tell to the ministry and to the regulatory body that this will not stop here. We will speak to passengers, we'll continuously speak to passengers. The phone lines are open, and we'll try and ensure that the prices are reduced, that the rates are reduced, and they're not surged anymore. Until evening, the rates go back to the normal fare which used to be before this IndiGo crisis. Back to you.
Absolutely, Harsha. This is a campaign story. Public TV, ladies and gentlemen, will ask some tough questions to the government, which other channels won't. For the moment, we move on to more breaking news that we're now getting in. This is in connection with the Afghanistan and Pakistan border clashes, fresh clashes that have now been reported. Reports now suggest that 5 people have died and 5 others have been wounded in last night's attacks that were launched by Pakistan in the Spin Boldak region. The attacks, we understand, began late last night. Officials suggest that Pakistani forces launched this initial attack. Afghan forces later carried out retaliatory strikes. That is the big breaking news that we are getting in at the moment. Let's go across to Gursimran, my colleague, who joins us with more details. Gursimran, of course, we knew that the ceasefire was a weak one. There was absolutely no solid outcome to the talks that first took place in Doha and then later in Istanbul. Tell us the latest details that you're picking up as far as this escalation is concerned between the two nations.
Yes, this fragile ceasefire that was agreed upon after 3 levels of talks that have taken place in Doha and then 2 rounds of talks in Istanbul, that has fallen completely, and it has happened not once but twice. Yesterday night it was in the Spin Boldak area of Afghanistan, where Pakistani army first they targeted the border outpost by carrying out the grenade attacks, and then it was the artillery that was also used to target the civilian areas. In these attacks that have been carried out by the Pakistan side, there have been 5 fatal casualties that have been reported, and 5 have been non-fatal casualties. 5 those who have suffered fatal casualties, they are all civilians. So once again, Pakistan, under the garb of saying that they are targeting Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan leadership in Afghanistan, they have once again targeted the innocent civilians in Afghanistan. And Afghanistan Ministry of Defense has said that they reserve the right to retaliate. So now the onus is on Pakistan whether to mend their ways or they have to face the Afghans, because we have seen that when a couple of week-long conflict went on along the Durand line, the Pakistani side has suffered huge losses. The only edge Pakistan had was of the Air Force, but on the ground it was Afghans that completely demolished the Pakistani infrastructure, as well as have taken many of the Pakistani posts into their control. So this is the situation on ground, but now Afghanistan has made it very clear that they will retaliate at an opportune time, because their territorial sovereignty and integrity has been challenged by the Pakistan in the provocation that has taken place late last night, in which 5 civilians have been killed and 5 others have been injured.
Right. Gursimran, one more question before I let you go. Where does the ceasefire agreement stand right now? As you rightly mentioned, there were 3 rounds of talks that were held in 2 different countries, and it obviously bore no outcome. But is Afghanistan looking to come back with Pakistan to the negotiating table, or is it an all-out fresh escalation that we are seeing now with last night's attacks?
See, had the last night escalation not been there, it would have been called that there have been 1 instance, but there have been 2 instances after the Istanbul talks that in which it was agreed upon that both the countries, they want peace to prevail. So now there have been 2 provocations by the Pakistani side that makes it very clear that Pakistan is at least in no mood to actually abide by what the friendly countries have ensured both the countries to do. But Afghanistan say that they respect the friendly countries, that is Turkey and also Qatar. They respect them, and that's why they are abiding by the ceasefire. But what it seems for now that this is not going to be long lasting, because for how long Afghanistan will also bear brunt on its civilians by the Pakistani provocations along the Durand line.
Simran, thank you for giving us those key details. We'll keep a close watch on what's happening, viewers. Meanwhile, we have to get you this big breaking news that we are getting in. It's the first on Republic TV breaking. We're learning that a joint team of CBI and the Enforcement Directorate is set to travel to London on the 14th of December. And this team will assist the Crown Prosecution Service in countering the claims of Nirav Modi
on his claims of torture if he is sent to India. That is the big breaking news that we're getting in at the moment. The CBI team is set to visit London in just a few days from now for a hearing in the Nirav Modi case, the first hearing on his appeal against his extradition to India. Matter is expected to take place on the 16th of December. I'll go straight across to my colleague Shambhavi, who joins me on the phone line with more details. Shambhavi, over to you. All right, we'll connect to Shambhavi in just a bit, viewers, but let's get you this big breakthrough development that we are tracking at the moment. This is in connection with the extradition case of Nirav Modi, fugitive Nirav Modi, ladies and gentlemen, who has been hiding in London for the past many years, has essentially made an appeal saying that if he is extradited to India, he will be tortured. And now we learn that a joint team of the Central Bureau of Investigation and the ED is set to travel to London for a hearing in the Nirav case on his appeal against his extradition to India. The first hearing is set to take place on the 16th of December. The Indian side is also likely to argue that Nirav Modi has a pattern of filing frivolous appeals to stall his extradition, which has already been cleared by the UK courts. His bail applications have been rejected at least 10 times previously, so we expect some solid arguments to be made over there by the Indian agencies in the Court of London against Nirav Modi's appeal against his extradition. And a joint ED-CBI team set to travel from Mumbai on the 14th of December to assist the Crown prosecution in a case related to Nirav Modi's extradition. Ladies and gentlemen, the hearing we expect on the 16th of December. All right, let's go across to Shambhavi, who I believe is back with us. Shambhavi, over to you. Give us more details about what essentially can be expected from this very crucial hearing that is set to take place in London. All right, viewers, we'll connect to Shambhavi in just a short while. But that is the big breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. ED-CBI joint team to assist Crown prosecution in a case related to the extradition of Nirav Modi. All right, viewers, shifting focus back to what's been happening in Assam. A special investigation team of Assam police is now ready to submit its charge sheet before the court in connection with the death case of late singer Zubeen Garg. On the other hand, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has said that the SIT will submit this charge sheet by the 12th of December. It's just a few days from now. Take a look at the details.
After months of interrogation and forensic deep dives, the special investigation team is now all set to file the charge sheet in Assamese singer Zubeen Garg's death. The SIT is set to file its charge sheet between December 6th and December 12th, ahead of the final December 18 deadline. As the investigation has completed, the SIT has compiled 3,500 pages of evidence, including testimonies, forensic reports, and financial documents. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma revealed that filing the charge sheet within the specified time frame is crucial, as any delay beyond December 18 could make the accused eligible for bail. From what began abroad as a tragic drowning incident, the state government now insists this is a murder case and justice must be swift.
बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, राजा और प्योर मसाला।
Security.
ED files a charge sheet against Anil Ambani rated company in connection with fake bank guarantee case. SIT is all set to file charge sheet in connection with Zabeengarh death case. Charge sheet expected before December 12. Delhi Police Economic Offences Wing issues notice to Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister Shivakumar in National Herald case, asks him to appear before the EOW on the 19th of December. Clashes break out between Afghanistan and Pakistan near Spin Boldak border. 4 civilians killed in Afghanistan. DGCA orders a 4-member committee to review causes behind IndiGo's massive operational disruption, leading to one of the worst aviation meltdown in years. Very warm welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you this Saturday afternoon, viewers. It's the big Republic impact story that we're tracking for you. Now, 24 hours after Republic exposed profit blackmail economy, Republic forces the government to wake up on skyrocketing fares. Now, the government forced to act 24 hours after Republic report. 24 hours after Republic report, government invokes regulatory powers. Finally waking up, asking the airlines not to extort the passengers. That's the breaking news we are getting in right now. Government now compelled to act, as Republic TV took the lead on this story. Republic TV continuing to get voices of the common man affected by this crisis, by this extortion, by this blackmail economy, raising this issue for the past 48 hours. And now we see this impact just 24 hours after the expose on the profit blackmail economy. We see that government now invoking regulatory powers, finally waking up, asking the airlines not to extort the passengers. And government has taken note of the situation. There's lots that has happened in the past 48 hours with thousands of flights cancelled and passengers left stranded in airports across the country. And finally, we see that the government is waking up, and it is now being pushed to take note, at least asking airlines not to extort passengers. Of course, remains to be seen what action is taken, because there's no concrete action that has been taken on these airlines yet, because the punishment has been on the people of the country. The citizens, the people, the passengers, the customers have been bearing the brunt of this aviation meltdown. Now, okay, what I understand is that Centre says there should be a pricing discipline. That is the order. Centre has issued order to airlines amid the fare surge. So the fare surge has now been taken note of by the Centre. IndiGo flights had cancelled, and now Centre directed the airlines to follow all prescribed fare caps to protect passengers from any form of opportunistic pricing amid the massive airfare surge due to IndiGo crisis. Harsha, closely tracking on developments, joins us. Harsha, tell us more about how the government is now trying to control the situation. Republic TV has been relentless in its reportage on this blackmail economy, this profiteering from blackmail economy. Now government finally now is taking note and has urged the airlines not to take advantage of the customers.
So, Rakshita, government has now stepped into the skyrocketing price and the fare of the other airline operators, which are trying to fill in their pockets, especially the airlines like Air India Express, Akasa, and SpiceJet. They have just surged their prices, which is the unusual high price. Imagine Air India was earlier charging for some route, let's say 8,000 to 10,000. Now they are charging 35,000 to 44,000 for that particular route. Now the Minister of Civil Aviation has stepped into this and has issued a directive and order to all the airline operators that they can't grab the opportunity of this crisis situation. This is not the time when they have to blackmail and fill in their pockets. Rather, they have to achieve confidence in the passengers. They have to come forward to help the passengers, give them the alternate flight when the entire country knows that how IndiGo is facing the FDTL CAR2 requirements crisis. At this time of the crisis situation, Air India is trying to, and other airlines as well, they're trying to profit in this situation. Now the directives have been issued. We have got to know that the officials from the Ministry of Civil Aviation has also, they have called the other airline operators like Air India, Express, and SpiceJet, and have told them clearly that in the next 3 to 4 hours the prices have to reduce. There is a proper capping which has to be done. The airlines can't be blackmailing and profiteering in this time of crisis, and that is the reason we have got to know that they will be monitoring again the rates of the prices in the next 1 hour, and in the next 1 hour, if the prices are not reduced, there will be one more more set of round of meeting, and the umbrella order has been issued to all the airlines that they can't surge the prices. So we are expecting that by evening, or let's say by next 3 to 4 hours, the rates will reduce. But till now, there has been no capping. The prices show still what it was like, let's say 18 to 20 hours back. What the rates were earlier, they are increasing every second. Rakshita, if you'll go on any portal where you can book the flight, you will clearly see the flights you were trying to book for around, let's say, 12,000 or 15,000 for a particular destination. Now in the next half an hour, the rates have surged to 22,000, 25,000, some sectors 50,000. This is bizarre. This astonishing. Astonishing it is that how airline could be charging such huge amount, heavy amount from the passengers who are stranded at the airport, who are looking out for the alternate mode, how they can reach to a particular destination. Some are in emergency, some have to go. The passengers who have booked the tickets from, let's say last, they booked their tickets 2 months back, 3 months back. Why are they facing the brunt of the situation? They are not at fault. At this time, government have stepped in, but it's the responsibility of the aviation industry. It's the responsibility of the other airline operators also to come up and help the passengers rather than loot them in the time of the crisis. Let's see what happens, Rakshita, in next 1 to 2 hours. We are also continuously monitoring the situation. We are in touch with the officials of the regulatory body DGCA. We're also in touch with the officials of the TMU, Traffic Tariff Monitoring Unit. The tariff monitoring unit has already received more than 20,000 to 30,000 written, oral, verbal, and the mail complaints as well. Now the monitoring is being done. What will happen? We'll also keep a close watch exactly by when the prices will reduce. Back to you.
Harsha, tell us about your surprise us with the latest situation, the latest update as far as the cancellation of the flights is concerned, because the cancellations still, continue from Chennai to Delhi. We are hearing about multiple flights still being cancelled, and there's more and more of extensions for from the airlines that when the operations will resume.
Right now, Rakshita, IndiGo is flying with its, we can say minimist flying, a flight they are operating right now. Let's say there was on daily basis there were 32 flights which used to fly from Chennai for the capital Delhi or to the other destinations. Right now, almost 25 to 28 have been cancelled. Only 1 or 2 aircrafts of IndiGo is flying. Same is the situation with Delhi. More than 50 cancellations to 70 cancellations have happened already, and the passengers are also being given full refund. But this point of time, even if they get the full refund, they are not able to book another flight in that full refund. The maximum of the passengers have booked their tickets for 7,000 to 8,000, but the destinations where they want to go to major revenue sectors, Lucknow, Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Pune, everywhere the other airline operators are charging 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. So they're not able to book the other flight as well. Even if I have to book a flight today, I will not want to book a flight for 44,000 to 50,000 one-way ticket. Who gives the one-way ticket for 50,000? The passengers are stranded. And right now, what we have been told is that the situation doesn't seem to get better. Already, IndiGo has told to the Civil Aviation Ministry till by next year only the operation